Alright, everybody. Week 1 of the Hitless League is now behind us, and it's time to work on week 2. So, we've got 2 sisters. Let me check and see if this is still accurate to what I actually want to do, because I'm not sure it is. Okay, no. So let me move stuff a little bit here. Yeah, because I think we're going to end on Renala. Reason being that killing Rolana gives us like 600k runes or something like that, um, which is just like a crap ton of levels. So I think we're gonna do like the first half of the game like normal, immediately go to Nile and Moog, do DLC setup and kill Rolana, and then we do Academy, and that should allow us to one tap Red Wolf and Renala, and then we don't really have to think about those 2 fights. Um, is kind of what I'm anticipating here. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that is going to be an accurate representation of what goes down, but we'll find out. And I just realized my microphone was so far away from my face. Okay. So let's hop right in. This isn't a particularly long run. I think this should be like just over 2 hours. It is going to be pretty hard. Rolana is a very difficult fight, and I've been practicing her almost all day. So hopefully it goes well. It may not. We'll just have to see what happens. Alright, let me try and get these things out of the way here. I just reformatted a bunch of things. I just want to make sure everything is still visible that I need to be visible. Yeah, this can just go like here and this will be fine. Okay. And yeah, I mean we're just gonna get started, shall we? I don't think we really ran through this too much. We kind of knew that like Rolana was gonna be the choke point. So like I've practiced her a bunch throughout, but like the run as a whole we haven't gone over too much. Oh, what happened? My controller is turning back on. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get started. So this is a DLC run. So one of the minor adjustments we have to make is we have to make sure we don't use Radahn's Remembrance, because we need the Great Bow. But aside from that, this is largely the same as the run that we just finished, which is by design. We want the beginning of the runs to be as consistent as possible, so we don't really have to think about oh, what's different on this runs, because like we're learning 7 different runs, right? So we want them to be as similar as we can make them. Pubs got you locked. It do be that way. Wait, did my controller get moved? I think the controller moved. That's not where it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be covering the runes. I don't remember doing that. I wonder if I like accidentally moved it when I was trying to like set up the like overlays for the league and stuff. I might have like resized it or something and that caused it to move on this. Alright, so the first half of this run, like everything through Morgott, is exactly the same. We do have Morgott on lock now, though, which is very nice. Pelicans actually helped me out with that today.
And I can also that you're not then. Why not? I am Carly. Goodbye. Night.
Have they, sir? But you, I can play turning root to aid you. You need O to the foot. Then summon me. Ah, I bequeath you. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with.
He's snoring on you. He fell asleep already? Good lord. That was one tired pup. It's actually really funny. I was rewatching my run last night, like as soon as I wrapped up. Yo, what's up, Bacon? How's it going, dude? It went okay. I had a lot of like really unlucky situations happen, and we saw exactly none of them during practice. Which I mean, that's just kind of the way these games go, right? You can play this game for 2,000 hours and still see something for the first time at that point. So I ended up losing. I got 4 hits, Spectre got 1. So definitely not the showing that I was hoping for, but I think I've pretty much solved all of those issues. So every section that we got hit in that we have to revisit should 100% not happen again. But hope you're doing well, dude. You know, I tried. Yeah, so the big hit that happened was we got to Horaloo, and as he was transitioning into like his 2.5 form, where basically like all his attacks have like that arena-wide AoE, he transitioned into that when I was on the other side of the arena from him. My strat for him is basically beating the crap out of him while he's in that like transition period. And then like we maybe dodge one attack after that and then he's just dead. I have no idea what caused that to happen because like he transitions based on a health threshold. I have no idea how he reached that health threshold while I'm on the other side of the arena. So basically I missed out on a ton of free damage and then was in the fight like fighting moves that I don't regularly see, and I just misplayed at that point. And then basically everything after that was just like a tilt hit, which was stupid, but also like the mental game is the hardest part of these kind of runs anyway, especially like in a live setting like that.
I'm stuck.
So that kind of just is what it is.
I at least. My just give and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all. Oh, that's well. Wait. I see. I see it now. Humans all lose their wits eventually. How could this?
Sinful.
My whole existence just a crock.
It is fortunately just pixels.
Oh, am I? Are you here as a customer? I'm afraid.
You know, I was thinking about it. I was talking about this a little bit, I think it was like the day before the game, where Spectre had noticed that like they replaced the dagger at Round Table Hold, but they didn't limit it to just like one purchase. And I was thinking about that. I was like, it's cheaper, they weigh less, like there's a lot of upside. And I think the reason that I'm not gonna go for it is because if I just have like 4 different daggers with like different ashes and stuff on them, leave it to me to forget which one is which. And just like accidentally put the wrong one on and like go to Gambit and like Golden Vow instead and then just get hit while I'm like locked in animation or something stupid like that. So I think I'm just gonna stick with like the short sword like we've been doing. It does make the dagger like a very good candidate for like the smithing percent, but since we like start with the shield anyways and we don't use it at all, like it's still probably ultimately the better choice for us. in WoW. What are we wowing about? Man, I wish there was like a good way to skip setup while still like getting warmed up and stuff. Like I really like that we have that save pass setup, but it also feels really bad to like start a stream off of that. And like we're working on a new run now too, so like yes, it is 90% the same, but like there's also like extra graces we need to remember we need and all that kind of stuff. Like, we need the Academy key on this run. Because that's how you get to Renala. Which, we're not grabbing that for, like, anything. Yeah, it was really unlucky. I 100% expect that to, like, never happen again, where he transitions, like, on the other side of the arena like that. But I think if it does, I'm like 90% certain we have enough time to just like use the Memory of Grace and just like leave and then just start the fight again. Which like feels bad. I was so very barely just a little bit early on my rolls was like the main issue. And that's literally just because, like, we haven't actually fought Horaloo for a while. Like, we just have so much damage, you kind of see, like, the same 2 or 3 attacks on the opening, and then he's just dead. But because he did something different, I saw, like, a couple of other moves that we don't typically see. Like, even if I sit there and practice, like, he dies so fast, I typically don't see that. Because whether I'm low damage or not, I get to hit him so much while he's in like that transition phase. So I either need to sit down like probably next week, because I think next week is Age of Stars, so we will have to fight him again. I either need to like sit there and get him into like the 2.5 phase and just like stand there and just dodge things and not actually kill him, just to get more familiar with like all the timings and stuff like that, or we just memory out if we need to. But I think memory is probably the better way to go about it, because my weapon doesn't really favor us for like the Horaloo fight. Yeah, it was like really weird. So it's like I rolled and got hit, and then like as I was stumbling, I like accidentally like buffered a roll because I knew like the other attack was coming, and then that caused it to like delay and then like go off at a weird time. But yeah, it was pretty weird. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Because like I know I pressed the button again, and then I was like, oh, that's not right. And then like stuff happened, and I was like, oh crap. I wasn't super focused in the moment on like what had just happened so much as like, okay, I still need to win this fight though. So I should like go back to like actively look at it and really determine what happened, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally like buffered a roll. And because of like the stumble animation on the first hit, it like threw me off, like you said. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm 90% sure that in the moment when I got hit, I'm pretty sure I thought I was just dead. Realized very quickly that I wasn't, then tried to roll, but I was still in the stagger animation, so like it buffered the roll and then it like caused the early roll that killed me. It was something like that. Yep. That one still have exactly zero idea of why she saw me when this is what I've been doing for the last 3 months and that has never happened. So like we're literally just like not gonna touch that rooftop anymore. I'm pretty sure I can just like drop back down to where I was before and then just like loop around and it'll be fine. I haven't tested that yet, but I don't have to run that section again for a couple of weeks. And then at that point, I was just too distracted, basically, and I messed up my Loretta script, so I got kicked in the face. Which I'm not even sure what that was. I think I accidentally like R1'd an extra time instead of doing like the Ash. But like already being like 3 hits in, I was like, okay, I've lost this, and I was very mentally checked out, which is like awful, but also is very much like the default mindset for hitless runners, because you get hit once and your run's just dead, right? It's very hard to forcibly change your mindset at that point. But Melania was quite clean, and literally everything else was as well. Like I don't think I actually messed anything up that I like didn't get hit on, as much as the commentators were suggesting that I may have forgotten things. But basically everything else went according to plan. Dude, I just need to start doing this with the mouse. This is annoying. And then Spectre's one hit was he whiffed an attack on Malekith at the beginning of phase 1. So he actually had to like fight Malekith straight up, which was not part of his plan. He did well. He got memed by like the triple spin that Malekith does. And so he went into that attack, and when he spun by Spectre, he actually like landed on the pillar, so he didn't keep going, and he just like spun in place on top of him twice. Like there's literally nothing you can do in that scenario, so that sucked. But otherwise, a very clean run from Spectre, like massive GGs to him. Very cool event though. It's been a lot of fun participating in it, and it's been really fun to watch what everyone else has done, basically given like the same set of restrictions as me, and how their paths just like wildly differ from what I decided was good. Like there was one match where I don't think the two players were ever in the same position, like at all. And then literally the very next match, like the runners were literally neck and neck for like the entire run until they got to like the frozen lake. And at that point, one of them went for Melania and then one of them went for Elden Beast. And the funniest part about that was, by the time one of them had killed Melania, the other one had just finished Elden Beast. So they both ported back to Frozen Lake at the same time and then just like switched directions. So they were they were just in the same spot doing the same thing until they diverged, but they still like diverge and cross paths like at the same points like every single time. And their weapons weren't even that similar either. Like they had very different fighting styles, but they still ended up doing so much like so similarly. And then my weapon's like a bit of an outlier, so I have to take like this massive detour to go get like the lightning scorpion charm. So me and Spectre were like pretty even like time-wise up until that point, at which point I swear he must have gained like 15 to 20 minutes on me. That dude's run is so fast. Which was funny. I was actually talking to Donut about that today. And he was like, dude, I know everyone's talking about like how fast like Spectre's run was, but holy crap, yours was insanely fast too. I think yours was like a little bit faster than mine. I was like, yeah, dude, I felt great about it. And then Spectre finished like 20 minutes before I did, and I was like, man, now I feel slow. But it's literally just like a weapon difference where Spectre's weapon just like deletes things so quickly. And mine's not quite as strong. Granted, like, I'm not out here buff stacking or anything like that either, so... But even if I was, like, it wouldn't be... It wouldn't be quite as strong as a lot of these other weapons. Yeah, like, that's such a Malekith classic, though. Like, a lot of times when, like, seasoned Elden Ring hitless runners get hit to Malekith, it is almost always a pillar meme. Like, it is very rarely just, like, a bad roll or something like that. It's almost always just, like, you don't have eyes in the back of your head, so you didn't realize, like, you were perfectly lined up with that pillar or whatever. And, like, you either try to, like, roll backwards or Malekith gets caught on something, and it, like... There's really not a whole lot you can do about it, for the most part. Unless you're able to somehow just, like, force Malekith to, like, stay in, like, the center of the arena. I apparently aggroed the dragonfly. Let's just go to EG now. Like, we need this, we need the EG Grace anyway, because we're gonna kill DTS and then buy Somber 1 through 4s from EG, so... We just won't take the pathway through Academy, even though it's like a little bit faster at this point. Yeah, Spectre has the highest damage output of any of the runners. Like, his weapon is just insane. That little bow thing that he does that gives him like the white aura, that's like an 80% damage boost on his next hit. 80%. Yo, what's up, Initius? How's it going, dude? I did see. I did see. That was... Yeah, that was so insanely unlucky. I definitely lost like 2 or 3 runs doing that, which was why I ended up like setting up RTSR the way I did at that section. But that sucks, dude. I came in and it was like as you were walking to the elevator, and I was like, "Yo, look at all that green! Like, there's not much left." I'm like, "Yo, good luck, dude." And then like literally as I pressed enter, you fell. And I was like, no way, dude. Yeah, there's no way that happens again, right? There's no way. Easy fix. Yeah, that's so tough, dude. That's so tough. You've been like cruising through these Dark Souls 1 runs though. I'm sure you'll be back there in like a day or two, you know? Another 2 months. There's no way. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I will do that in the elevator loading screen. Yeah, that's just so unlucky. Like, that can't have been, like, far off from, like, what it would have been correct. Because, like, when you went for it, I didn't think anything of it. Just in case, alright. Oh, in that case. Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we've got to be talking about frames. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know, right? Nah, I got, like, this massive monster water bottle in front of me. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Like there was one time when I just like accidentally fell off the elevator. Like I don't remember if I like put my controller down to like grab a drink or something like that and like picked it up and like accidentally pressed B and then just like rolled off. Like it was something stupid like that. Um, but then there was like another time where I was like setting up RTSR and I had like just watched some video on like, oh yeah, like drop at this specific part and then it's like one drop and then like RTSR is just good. I was like, oh okay, like sweet, let me try that. And then I did and I just like straight up died. And I was like, if anything, I'm like 90% certain I was late compared to like where the video was, so I'm not gonna try that again. So like I did like the halfway setup from the elevator and then just like jumped off the top platform like 2 or 3 times and then it was fine. But yeah, I hate setting up RTSR when there's no like self-inflicted damage portion of it. It's just like jump off the thing and like I hate that. I hate watching people do it too. Yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of people talk about like, oh, like you get to the end of a run and you're like nervous and stuff. But when you get to the end of a run and you're like, okay, this isn't a hard part. Like it's very easy to be like distracted, be nervous about like something else. Like that kind of crap happens to me all the time. And like, if I ever get hit on a running section in Elden Ring, that's usually what happened. Where like something else that is difficult is coming up and I'm like trying to run through it in my head or something like that. And then I just eat some idiotic hit because I wasn't watching my line. But I guess the good thing that we can take away from our run this weekend is the fact that we got like the intro setup bit like very clean, which is great because that's literally just the first half of like every week, just like we have that covered. That's on lock. And then we're free to focus more on like the actual like new additions to each and every run. Like we have to grab like a couple extra graces, or I guess more like a couple different graces, but for the most part, the first half is virtually the same every single run, which was a really good idea. I think that was a line of thinking that Mr. Witty had. I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense, because like I was grabbing like a different Somber Smithing Stone 7 for like every run. And I was like, this is excessive. And it's like very easy to forget like what I need to do next. And like that's not what I want to be focused on when I'm in the middle of like a hitless competition run, you know? Yeah, it really was. And like that's literally me sitting there like trying to remember my Loretta script, which I also messed up anyway. Um, yeah, the fourth hit was on Loretta because I messed up the script. I accidentally R1'd instead of tap L2'd, which was meant to give me a stagger. I realized what happened, just not fast enough. And because I was standing behind her, like she gave me the horse kick, which has got to be like one of the fastest attacks that comes out in this game. So that was just stupid unlucky. But like the Melania was super clean. We didn't even get a waterfowl.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am.
And like everything else was just perfectly fine. Oh, that's why I didn't know where to go. I was supposed to rest and then round table. That's fine. Ultimately doesn't matter. But yeah, I feel like really good about like the first half of the run. Everything went according to plan, except for, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Morgott was a bit of a jerk, where he did not give us, like, anything to work with. And then, even, like, when he transitioned, he was, like, standing in the corner, so I was like, okay, I can't do anything here, so I just had to back off, which was very annoying. Okay, so let's level here. Yeah, moldy potato, bro. The heck is that guy's problem? Oh, and I forgot to level up my weapon before we killed Bernal, but that didn't really actually matter. It was kind of scary because I wasn't sure that we were going to have the damage, but it turned out we did. So that was kind of just lucky more than anything. Yeah, so we can just come over here and vow. Oh, we should drink.
What's wrong with you? I won't say it. I suppose I have no choice then. Is this what Grace would have of us? You are an enigma. To be certain. The volcano.
So there's that, which is completely free. Oh, you know what? We do have to kill Albus on this run. So we'll have to go and get the Albanaric Grace again. That's another thing, we need to remember not to go back to Round Table Hold after we enter the DLC. We have to go to EG instead to upgrade so we don't get invaded.
Hell, it's rather my mistress. But I was a. Could I ask that thug only if you've. Oh, to bless a thug, please.
You know, we haven't done DLC setup
What
for a
are you
minute.
trying to start? Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love.
I hope I remember where all my blessings are. I think I do. And then Lemon told us about another one, so we can actually cut out like the super far away one where like the blood fiends are and stuff like that. Because this one is like super free. Yeah, I think for this run we mainly need to focus on Rolana and then the like Rhea Lucaria section, because that stuff is always kind of sketchy. Yeah, Spectre's just a speedy dude. Like, his weapon is so strong, it deletes things very quickly, and my fights are like a lot longer. Through a lot of the setup stuff, like we're in most of the same places, and then as soon as I have to veer off to go get like the Lightning Scorpion charm, that's when you really start to see like how quickly he can get out in front of people. I think that's going to be like a very common theme that we see in like every single one of Spectre's runs. I think next week Spectre is against Cronus, who is also a very fast runner. I think he said that when he timed this run, it was like an hour and a half or something ridiculous like that. So this might be the one exception where Spectre is like evenly matched as far as like pace goes. But yeah, like for the most part, the dude is just insanely fast, like as a player, and then
Oh, thank you.
his weapon just like
I see
capitalizes
here
on
a
that so
steady
hard.
such, please.
And there's nothing any of us can do about it.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand. Give me your. I will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he must have started from like a save state or something like that. I don't think he did set up on his stream today, because I was in there earlier. He was half an hour in and he was in Consecrated Snowfield. That's not real.
I am Tanit Rias, a warrior.
His setup
Will
is
you join
not
Wyke's rising
10
up?
minutes and then rushes to Consecrated that fast. There's no
Enter
shot.
now, you the drawing room, but be short.
Alright, so now we can set up the physic. No, so we would level. We would physic. We would ash. Alright. And now this is the part of the run where like we actually start practicing the run. I don't feel like awful about it. I think there's a very good chance that we probably get hit by Rolana. That's just such a crazy fight to learn in such a small amount of time. And to keep like really fresh, like the same way that we did on Melania. I've practiced her a lot today. And like I don't feel awful. I think I've made some adjustments that have made her a lot more comfortable. It's just so easy to make mistakes on that fight. In addition to the fact that like Azaz is just like an insane gamer as well.
Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
But that's kind of the thing about this league. Like every single player is just absolutely cracked. Like there's never gonna be a point where like I get matched up with someone and I'm like, oh, free week. You know what I mean? Like all of these objectives are very difficult. All of these players are going to be very difficult to play against. Like, I think if any one of us goes into any of these matches being like, "Oh, this is just free," like I think we're a little incorrect on that.
Cower in fear of the night. It's tightly hooked. The guard you breached. Well, but of course.
But I think I would probably rank this as like the second hardest run that we'll be doing over the course of like the first 7 weeks. I think 2 serpents is going to be the hardest. Which I think we have that in like 2 weeks, if I'm remembering correctly. But Rykard's always super weird, and like being forced to fight him at +0 is not fun. And Mesmer's just so quick. And very awkward in phase 2. But again, like I would say that we've gotten to a point where like a lot of the in-between stuff is very comfortable. Well, that was almost really bad. I don't think I've ever not held forward there, and I don't think I've ever dropped more than 1 platform. That was weird. Yeah, Mesmer is like a really good boss. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh no, Mesmer's bad." I'm not good at him. He's therefore bad. And like he's very, very good. I am just not amazing at him. Yeah, they do have like some like boss arena mods that you can definitely get. I don't know what any of them are called. But I do know that they 100% exist. We are going into this unbuffed. I'm pretty sure we still have the damage to kill her. We do, okay. So we don't need to buff there, we just gambit and go. Yo, what's up, Killer B? How's it going, dude? I am doing all right. Oh, I didn't split. We had the first week of the No Hit Hikers League this weekend. It went decently well. I didn't win my match, but it was not nearly as bad as it could have been. And it seemed like a lot of people enjoyed watching, so that's always really cool. And we raised a crap ton of money for charity, which is always a W. I think we ended the weekend at like 1,600 or something like that, somewhere in that ballpark. So you love to see that kind of stuff. New game 6, let's go. Homie's killing it. So what do you think, Killer B? Do you like the base game of Elden Ring better, or do you like the DLC better? Oh, I am personally much more into the base game myself, but I don't think DLC's bad. I just think that by the time I beat Elden Ring, I'm kind of like not really in the mood to do like a second setup. Really? Really? No. Good reminder to just never use the Ash of War unless we absolutely have to. He's not dead. Okay.
I am the Lord
That was very
of
weird.
all
Okay.
that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Oh, well, this would be why. We were not using talismans. Man, I can't believe I did that again. Crazy. Yeah, like that's kind of how I feel about it. Like I like learning the new moves and stuff, but at the same time, like after I've already beat the game, it kind of feels like a chore to like go through and get to like all the other bosses. So I feel you on that one. But what kind of build are you using to be calling it the most broken build? You're goodbye. Yeah, I would say like on the first like two bosses, it legitimately does not matter if we use talismans or not. We get very little benefit from any of them. So it's whatever, but we also know those fights like really well. Yeah, I actually lose a lot of time here as well. I don't think Spectre actually gets Godric's Great Rune. But I kind of need it. I need like the extra points into like mind and endurance and all that kind of stuff, so. I mean, as it turns out, like speed doesn't matter. As long as we're within our 3-hour limit, like it's fine, so. Nothing to be concerned about. longest 3 minutes ever. I know. Ads do have that effect on people. Jumped off of torrent, did not get the button prompt, pressed it, and then hit the corresponding button anyway, assuming that I did get it. I can't tar it in here, what am I doing? And yeah, that was kind of just a mess of button presses. What the heck?
Champions! Welcome! The stars have aligned! The festival... The festival...
Give me that. And we just have to remember to not use his remembrance here because we need the great bow. So we're down a couple of levels, but nothing crazy. I think his remembrance is only like 40k. And like I think we're probably at the point. Yeah, like that's a couple of levels, but nothing crazy, like 3 or 4 maybe. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and do capital next. We'll grab like the 6 and 7. Moldy potato is what Vi calls Margit. So here we'll pick up some stuff. We'll pick up some money. We'll pick up some somber stones. And then we can go back. We can get our talisman pouch. We can get the great bow, and then we can also upgrade to +9. So that'll put us in like a really good spot. Just realized the name, yeah. That's the classic. I think it's been that way since like I went through and did my any percent. It's really unfortunate there's no good way to like cheese this Erdtree avatar here. So that drops like the Lord's Rune or whatever, and that's like worth 50k. If there was like a reliable way to get that, like that would be better than Radahn's Remembrance. So we could just go and grab that on runs where we have to get the Great Bow. But I tried it for a bit and I just couldn't get anything that felt consistent. Like the fire pots are just too weak. They do like 200 damage or something like that. It doesn't seem like there's like a good safe cheese either, because when it does the Golden Lands attack, you can get unlucky and just have like one of the stars shoot like straight through that doorway. So it's just like, nothing really works there, unfortunately. Welcome back, Vi. The hello circuit who's on tonight. So man, really? On a Monday night? That's surprising. I feel like there usually aren't people on Mondays. Oh, is that even gonna work? It is not. Dude. Interesting. I know who that is. You've raided her. Yo, what's up, Garrett? Thanks for the good luck, dude. Tark too? Yeah. Dude, Tark's a homie. I haven't seen Tark on for a minute. Although now that I think about it, I've kind of just been like grinding out my runs and stuff.
Fine, you have now to become the thing.
So like even if people had been online, I probably wouldn't have noticed, unfortunately. So far so good. We're not really at the point where we're expecting to make any mistakes just yet. I feel like we have like the first half of the run down like pretty good, so.
Those are of a fine and wet.
So pretty happy about that. Since like the first half of all of these runs is exactly the same. Like it's a pretty big W. So like this run specifically is really just about getting like a really clean Rolana and a really clean Renala. Which Renala we should be able to work something out. We just haven't like sat down with it yet. Like phase 1 is basically the same as I've always done it, and that's fine. And then it's kind of just a matter of like finding out how much damage we can do to her without knocking her out of Comet. Because if we knock her out of Comet, like that's no good, because then we're basically just fighting her, which we don't want. See, that's what I'm thinking. For whatever reason, when we were practicing this beforehand, we had done Renala and then Rolana. And I was looking at that and I was like, I don't think that makes any sense. So we're gonna switch it up and do DLC and then Renala, which should realistically make more sense. I don't know that we'll quite one-shot her, but I wonder if we can at least keep her like mini staggered to the point where like she can't jump away or something like that. But that's just gonna be one of those things we're just gonna have to test and see what that damage looks like. Like she's standing in water in phase 2, so like she should just get cooked. But we'll see. Yeah, we do. It's not like significant. It's something I notice a lot in Rolana's fight because she has like that pool of water in the middle. It's like a almost 200 damage difference when she's in it versus when she's not. Boiled even. There you go. How's it going, Jens? Or Joe. Sorry, I looked at that real quick. I saw the color and the J, and that was all. Hope you're doing well, though. That was a very early jump. But that's fine. I know, like, my eyes are going crazy right now. Someone needs to change the color. Holy crap. Bacon, my goat, let's go. That's too funny. There's just so many purple people. You haven't changed in a while. I changed when I got turbo, and I have been the same since. I had no idea that guy existed. Can he come down here? Oh. You're good, Bacon, no worries. Okay, it doesn't seem like they can actually come down here. I didn't even know those guys existed. Interesting. How do I get out now? Are they just gonna be like sitting there? I'm just gonna gambit on the way out. See if that does anything. No, they've moved, okay. Don't need to worry about that then. Yo, Jode with the green? How you feel? Bacon with the pink? All kinds of changes going down. Yeah, I think everyone agrees with you, Vi. That's why everyone's just kind of chilling. You don't feel the green? I don't blame you. I am a very big green enjoyer. I don't particularly like a mint green, though. Bacon has very strong feelings. It shows gray? That is very weird. Okay, so when we get Radahn's great bow, it does throw our money off a little bit, it seems. Not a big deal, but we might lose like a little bit more. Oh, I like that blue. That blue's nice. Ah, I gotcha. Bacon's so unhappy right now. Dude, you can just be purple. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, Twitch should probably take a look at the colors that they're offering to give people and make sure that they are readable colors. Whoa, Vi with the dark green. There you go. That's nice. That's close to what mine is. Mine's like a special shade. Because I have turbo, so I get like the color wheel options, but... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now you can see green. Nice. I mean, green's a good color. It is in purple, that is correct. That's why it's called green. No, of course not. Y'all can be whatever color you want. I'm just a memeing. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we actually don't buff at all here, and our damage is perfect. I'm pretty sure. Our damage might be a little bit too low here. Okay. So we should drink the physic then, is what we just learned. That's fine. Okay. So we go no buffs, and then we simply use the physic, and then that's enough damage to make sure we get our stagger and kill him before he transitions. And that will never be a problem again. What level are we? Okay, that's why. So I tested this closer to like level 60 because that's where we're at for that's where we're at when we use Radahn's Remembrance. That allows us to level up a little bit more, so that's the difference there. But levels don't really determine too much on damage output, so it's, yeah. We should just drink the physic anyway. I'm pretty sure the physic lasts for like 2 minutes, so even if he stalls out, it should still be fine.
allow me. You are unprevented. The thorns, a husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
But yeah, like even
Shall I let my
even without that,
your thoughts.
we should have just like
Your
punched him,
ambitions.
and he would have staggered and gone into like the phase transition. So that's still just like a misplay on my part, but not a big deal. We just drink physic, and then as soon as he like starts to wind up that crazy combo, like we could have just whacked him, and the fight would have been over. But basically, if we take off all the talismans and all that kind of stuff, it will put us in the perfect damage range to be able to get him exactly where we want him to be, and then stagger and actually like kill him off of the stagger is the ultimate goal for that strat. So it'll work. We just needed a little bit extra. Honestly, like we could have even done something where like we use like maybe the physic and like Radagon Source Seal or something like that. Because that would actually probably push us like right to the point where I was at in levels on practice. So that's probably what we'll do next time. Alright, no worries, dude. If we keep cruising through this, I want to say we'll probably run this again, like off a save state, so we don't have to do setup again. And we should be able to fix the Morgott issue. Little guy's got a lot of attitude. No bills, no taxes, no job. Just big size. Was it allowing me to torrent on the elevator but not in the actual room? That's kind of hilarious. Because that was not grayed out. You're gonna get him a job? Alright. Pet Instagram? Oh no. Yeah, how nice would that be? Alright, and now we don't even have to go to Fire Giant, which is really nice. We're just going straight to Nile. It's always really important when you start running on that bridge. If you actually start draining stamina, you need to listen for the fireball. Because even when he turns sometimes, he still ends up throwing one. And if he throws one, could get hit. This is so much nicer than having to go all the way to Fire Giant. Holy crap. Still a very long run for no reason, but... yeah, that's pretty much exactly my line of thinking, Jode. Even though this pathing involves multiple fights, it still ends up feeling safer because we'll be much stronger with the runes that we get from Morgott and Nile in comparison to if we just did... like, a lot of people, I think, are doing Radahn and Rennala, and, like, skipping Godric's Great Rune, like, altogether and stuff. I prefer to have those extra levels, just to make sure everything's a bit more comfortable. It keeps Rellana's fight on the shorter side. So, like, yeah, we have to do, like, a couple of extra things, but ultimately I think this ends up being way safer. Especially considering, like, time's not really a factor. Like, this run is very achievable in under 3 hours. Yeah, multiple people are. I don't think Donut is touching capital at all for this run. I think Cronus is doing the same. I'm sure others. I haven't seen Witty do this for a bit, I don't think. Azaz is also known for going very quick. He's a good candidate for a potential Vare's quest. Is this guy dead? He is, okay. I believe I saw Spectre in Consecrated Snowfield, so I would guess that he's probably taking the same path as I am. Yeah. Yeah, it actually does look like it's about like a 50-50 split, which is really cool, where I think it's just such a great showcase of like there's a lot of different ways to play this game and none of them are like incorrect. Where like half of the runners are like, yep, I value like the levels and being overpowered even though I have to fight like a couple extra things, and others are just like, I want to have this run done in like an hour 15. Yeah, and like our dex is already almost at 70 just from adding like a couple of extra bosses that the others won't see. And like by killing Morgott, you get like an extra talisman pouch, which is a pretty major damage buff. So it's hard to turn that one down.
Please no.
Doing everything chat says. There you go. There you go. I have seen some knowledgeable chats. I will say that. I have also seen some troll chats. It does seem to be pretty 50-50. But yeah, I still feel like that early game is quite solid. I just need to figure out where I want my damage to be for the Morgott fight. And then once that's solved, like we'll just never see Phase 2 again for the rest of the league, which is nice. Was Bender known for that? I was unaware. I mostly know Bender for being like an absolute master at like words on stream and Meta's chat. I think that's like the only chat I ever really saw him in. Oh, you get. I see. I see. I misread. I gotcha. Alright, what should we do here? Should we just kill Anastasia for the 10, or should we just grab the one in front of Moog? I don't know which one's like more efficient. Probably just grab the one in front of Moog. Like, we have the Great Bow. There's probably very little reason not to. I don't think we need like the black knife set or anything like that either, right? That's not really going to do much for us. We already have Gambit. Anastasia for style points. I mean, we're going to kill her in one of the runs. One of the runs is smithing percent, where we need to upgrade 7 different weapons for max, so I need 6 Somber 10s. Oh, I noticed. I noticed, don't you worry. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Our weapon is a bit of an NPC killer. If you do the Ash of War and just go rocketing up into the sky, NPCs have no idea what to do with that. So they usually kind of just like bug out underneath you and just like run in circles. And then you just like slam on them. And most NPCs aren't that tanky. It kills most of them. Like I've thought about doing the same for this guy because you have to run so far away to despawn him. My only fear is he actually has like projectiles, and I would hate to get caught as I'm like coming down. That's like the only thing I could think of that could completely screw me over for this. So I think we're stuck just despawning him here, but it is what it is. But yeah, the smithing percent is going to be a very interesting run. Yeah, it really is. And like, I don't feel like he probably has the ability to like aim it up. But at the same time, weird stuff be happening. What is this? Ah. One of these is like a decently sized rune. I don't remember which one though. So funny that even without Gambit, you can just ride behind that guy and he's completely oblivious. You know, I bet Carrying Retaliation probably does. Although it's not a spell, so maybe not. That is a very interesting thought, though. Good God. Do I really need to start putting on armor for this section? Like, what the... Yeah, honestly, I could definitely. Oh, I didn't, brother. I didn't pick up the great arrows in Radahn's arena because I'm an idiot. It works on Elden Stars? Does it really? Wait, that's actually kind of nuts. I am backwards. This is correct, I think. No. Where am I? Oh, that's Redmane Castle. So it's like over here somewhere. There's one. I mean, 10's probably enough, but I thought there was 2. Oh, there it is. Almost guaranteed to get hit doing that, rip. It's crazy the stuff that some people figure out. I imagine we likely need to level here. Or not level, but...
Well, then I presume.
Pop a rune to get our last... Oh no, it would have been fine. Completely by accident. I think that's how a lot of that stuff happens, though. Like, I feel like sometimes people go out to find, like, specific bugs, and they end up finding, like, completely different bugs than what they were looking for. And that's just what happens when you're just out there trying stuff. But that's also part of the fun. Okay, I think we're probably better off to use Soar Seal here. I think the extra endurance does us well. Okay. So we need 4,000 damage. Good. Need help? Too early, because of course. That's fine, we don't need like a stagger or anything here. We just need an opening. That was almost way too slow. Stuck on the pot.
I can see
Okay.
as clear as day.
So that's fine.
Coming of our
We
dynasty.
just need to be mindful of pots that we can get stuck on, apparently.
More
Is there lava under the map here? I've never noticed that. Odd. Yeah, that's actually a really good kickoff point for this.
Ah, I am Leda. Touch the way to the realm of my compatriots.
I don't need to talk to you, actually. Whoops. Alright, so what do we need here? Gambit, the bow. We can just leave Shackle in that slot, that's fine, that doesn't matter. Alright, setup number 2, let's go. Hopefully I remember all of this. We haven't run this for a hot minute. Yeah, if we come back and do this later, I think I'll probably just set the shadow level to like 9 and then just fight R'Larna and just go from there. I don't think I'm gonna like go through and do this twice either. There's just no reason to. Almost forgot the beast torch there, that would have been bad. Furnace Golem's looking a little close. I think we can just sit here and reset his position. It's turning around, but I don't trust it. And we'll just Gambit again as we go across. Because I've had this guy like kick at us and stuff before, which I would like to not have happen again. Alright, so now we only need to grab one of the fragments up here. We don't need both. Because the other one's a trip to get, and there's one that's closer on the way that we learned about recently. So we'll just grab the one here and then port back instead of going like all the way like to where the blood fiends are. And then how far into this? We're not even 2 hours yet. Okay, that's great. So we were probably like in the DLC at like an hour 40. We probably just reset aggro here as well. No reason not to. Plenty of time. Good. I think we've determined like Gambit's not really needed here, but it does make it a little bit more comfy. There's like 1 or 2 archers along this path, if I'm remembering correctly. But nothing crazy. Oh, you know what? I don't think we needed to do that. We're not going to Cerulean Coast anymore, so we don't need to shoot any of those birds. So our damage doesn't actually matter. Alright, one less thing to remember. That's always nice. Although, maybe... because we cut out other things, does that... I'm actually not sure how this math is actually going to work. So we'll have to see. As long as we can get to, like, level 9, like, that's fine. If we're a little shy, we might have to come back and take a quick detour. But I think this is good. Another 3 long minutes. It do be that way. Oh. I did not know about those poison traps. Noted. How did I not know that those existed? That seems like something I definitely would have run into by now. I was actually talking about that a few weeks ago when we were running through, I think it was probably like 2 serpents. And I was sitting here and I was breaking some of those and I was like, you know guys, I never actually figured out how you're supposed to do this. Like I literally just saw like someone else do it with the shackle. I was like, oh, that's a weird correlation, but okay. And then I found out way later that there's like a pile of stones somewhere else that you're supposed to hit. That's supposed to break them. I had no idea. Yeah, it's very funny the way that they programmed Shackle to work where it just hits like everything. I'm not sure how exactly they coded anything to work that way, but one less thing for me to worry about, so I'll take it. Where? Okay, there it is. Alright, and then there's only a couple of more that we grab here. Let's grab the lake one now. That's a knight. Let me gambit. These things are like friendly, right? Until you whack them. Okay, so nothing to worry about there. This is, yeah. I think that's his name. It's like Dante or Dane, something like that. But he's the one you kill for like the dry leaf arts. Are you like a lore knower, Jode? Because I am like notoriously bad at like being aware of like lore things. You did a hitless run with that weapon and it sucked? I don't think it's bad. I think it's it's not nearly as good as like the fist weapons, which is what I think a lot of people thought it should be. Yeah, Dane. Okay. But like I don't think it's bad. I've used it. Like the moveset is awkward. If I'm remembering correctly, like a lot of the press R1 once and then you end up like locked into like a 2 or 3 hit combo, which is not ideal. But I don't think they're bad.
Of the grace of gold shall all meet death.
Just an awkward playstyle.
Flame.
What's up, Spectre? Yeah, I don't really like R'Lana anymore either. Like for me, DLC bosses was like Bale, R'Lana, and then probably like what's his face? What's the Frenzied Flame guy? I don't even remember his name. Very good point. Very good point. We do love punching bosses to death. Dude, I am blanking so hard. What is the Frenzied Flame guy? All I can think is Mateer, but that's like the fingers. Midra, thank you. Dude, I was just blanking. Alright, so this should put us at 9. Yeah, she's so brutal. Alright, cool. So that puts us at 9. Let me get rid of this and use this, because we're gonna blast the crap out of Rennala. That's the plan for this. We're gonna kill R'Lana, we're gonna get mad runes, and then we're just gonna blast Red Wolf and Rennala. Because they're both stupid. And probably still get hit by a book anyways. Because, again, stupid. I could probably just wait until I get here to Gambit, huh? Yo, what's up, Chubster? You doing well, dude? So I take it the R'Lana didn't go super smoothly, Spectre? That's really too bad. Like, she does have, like, some glaring issues. Like, the Glint Blades is just so bad. Like, as an ability, Glint Blades is just bad. There's nothing like getting frame trapped because you put an attack on a timer. Yeah, I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people next week. Yeah, I think that's assuming that we can knock out R'Lana and Red Wolf in basically like one hit. I think that's basically what the rest of the week is going to be for me. Is just going to be R'Lana practice. I got one hit on Morgott to Science, which I'm actually like really happy with that hit. Like that hit basically solved any issue that I had with Morgott. We're never gonna see Phase 2 again. So that's like more than acceptable in my eyes. But yeah, this fight's just so annoying. Like I can't wait to get frame trapped here. No? Okay. Dude. And like, this is just straight RNG is like my main issue. Like, it's not even like I can play her a certain way and then I just don't see glint blades. Like, that's just a thing that she decides to do. Wow. Thank you for GG's. I was not expecting to get that first try. Good lord. We actually have really good damage on that fight. I didn't realize. For real, Vinicius. I know, dude. Like, Azaz's weapon is just so funny to me. It's so funny. Where you can just, like... when he ever, like, jumped into Godfrey's arena and just, like, immediately left so he could just start throwing his sword, I was like, dude, come on. Oh, it's so funny, though. Like, props to him for, like, finding all that stuff and, like, abusing it, right? Like, that's 100% what he should be doing. It's just so funny. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about that boss, too. Like, I've definitely found some things that I was punishing that I shouldn't have been. So that helps a lot. And like just getting as many reps on her as possible this week. I feel like she's one of those bosses where, like, if I can go in and just do it once, it's fine. I don't think I could fight her and get her, like, hitless 5 times in a row, but I do think, like, I can go in, I can get the job done, and then I can be done, right? Like, it's not one of those things that's going to be, like, omega consistent for me, but if I actually play, like, the actual game day, like, scared's not the word I want to use, but I'm going to use the word scared. If I play it, like, a little bit scared and just a little bit more safe than I have any actual reason to, like, I think that'll be pretty massive for me. And then I'm actually going to quit out here and make saves for Red Wolf and Renala so we can test and see what things look like. I'm going to assume Red Wolf is going to be free. Like, I imagine he sleeps and then I just, like, weapon art and he's just dead. But I'm not sure. Yo, what's up, Shir? How's it going, dude? Practice is going really, really well right now. We're able to get the monster boss of this run hitless, which I'm very, very happy with. And our one hit was like a science hit, just to like see if something worked. And we learned that it didn't, and I'm pretty sure I now adjust like one thing, and we'll just like never get hit on Morgott again, which is fantastic. So I'm actually feeling like really, really good about this objective, which I didn't expect I would be. I think this is probably like the second hardest week that we have coming up. Yeah, just the one. I have a really weird script on Morgott where before I go in, I take off like all of my talismans and stuff, because if I don't, my damage is too high. On this particular run, my damage is a little bit too low because I don't use Radahn's Remembrance for runes. I use it in order to get the Great Bow for the DLC. So my damage was like a little bit too low. I wasn't quite able to one cycle him. So I think the solution to that is going in, only using the Physic in Radagon's Sword Seal, And I think that pushes our levels up just enough to like cover the difference. And it should be good. Okay, so I'm gonna make a save right here. I have to make like a whole new profile, that's annoying. She's very, very difficult. I was actually just talking about how like I think if I'm going in like to do it once, like I can play it a little bit scared and like it's fine. I'm not sure that that's like one of those fights where I can like go in and get it hitless like 5 times in a row, you know what I mean? Ooh, controller. Please turn back on. There we go. But like we learned like all the cool like strafe tech and stuff like that. So we fight her locked off. It's a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie to you. But realistically, I don't think it's too bad. So let's do... Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Good. Good. So this is why we're doing the DLC first. Because Red Wolf is not worth learning. We actually don't need sleep anymore, so let's get that out of here. Yes, very difficult fight. Very difficult. Martial arts run. You need to fight her to get the weapon. Are you talking about the Dryleaf arts, Shiro? Because there's a way to get behind Rellana without fighting her. Yeah, there's pathing for that, dude. Yeah, it's honestly like not that bad either. Let me wrap up this run. I'll run through it for you real quick. It's actually not hard at all. I just gotta kill Rennala real quick, and then we can just like run through that path. It's super easy. Okay, let's open this door, then we'll quit, make the save. And then get all this stuff set up. I think I just want to keep the beast repellent torch on me just in case phase 2 goes bad. So like if she summons like the wolves or something, like we'll just be fine. Okay, so this is gonna be drink. Now we're not gonna two-hand our weapon, and then we'll flesh here. Yeah. Joke of a boss. That's fine.
Oh, little Rani. My dear daughter. Weave thy
I don't know.
into being.
So like you can, but it doesn't make it feel less sketchy. Yo, what's up, Drew? How's it going, dude? Welcome in. Yeah, let's run this again real quick. I really just got unlucky on the spawn here more than anything. Yeah, the punch strat is not popular. I personally think it's way better. I honestly forgot like the kid in the back was even like a spawn option, honestly. So that's realistically not. Ooh, okay.
Oh, little Rani.
Yeah, so like I just need to find out like how we one tap Renala herself more than anything. Yeah, I don't like sitting there and like bowing them down and then like getting the buffs ready and all, like punch the kid. Excuse me? No way. That's insane. That was like opening frame, like did she like spawn on me? What was that? What? What's up, Pelicans? Nah, that's crazy, dude. Ooh, okay. So, like when we approach the kids, like if we just circle, we can't get hit. Yeah, insta-roll might be the play, honestly, you're right. But we can just play that like a little bit slower and that'll be fine. Okay, that's it. I was thinking about it, Pelicans. I think like the lightning strike animation is actually like just as fast, but it also has like a larger like AoE. Like you throw this into the ground and like anything in this area is basically gonna get hit. You don't believe me? I mean, like it's definitely like a little bit slower. Like I'm not gonna say like you're not right, but I don't think it's significant enough where we need to worry about it too much. I think the big thing is for me to just like not be an idiot, and when there's like books floating around the kid, like just strafe, and it's fine. This kid. Like, there's books. Don't attack. Imagine. Easy. I know a lot of other people are very traumatized from kids falling on your head, but like, I've never seen that. Yeah, I think that's the strat. Because, like, I think it does take, like, a decent amount of time before kids actually start, like, falling out of the ceiling. And, like, honestly, on game day, we could find out that is not the case. And, like, it is what it is, but... Screw you. So, like, yeah, that's not... I don't think that's bad.
Oh, little Rani.
I'm not sure why my damage is varying,
daughter.
but we can R1 her once, and then L2, and then if she's not dead, she's staggered long enough where... I wonder if that's, like, counter damage or something. So I have Jar Shard, Blue Dancer, Ritual Sword, and Lightning Scorp. So they're all just flat damage increases, like 10%. I think this is calculated at like 12, 15, and 10. And she's standing in water, so like we do decent damage. I wonder if that's like the Exalted Flesh wearing off. I'm not sure how long that lasts. I figured it was probably like a minute, but it might be like 30 seconds or something. Yeah, that could be it. I mean, like, we don't have to go behind her. Flesh is 30, yeah. So that could be the difference. The flesh could be wearing off because the kids take too long if we're, like, getting too many books. But it could also be a counter hit. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's what I should do. I should eat the flesh as she's falling. We don't need the flesh for the kids. We just need that after the fact.
Oh, little Rani.
Yeah, there we go. That's got to be it.
Dear daughter.
That's got to be it. I'm just eating the flesh too soon and it's wearing off. Alright, I think that's it. I think that puts us in a really good position for this run. Shiro, are you still here? Do you want me to show you that pathing real quick? Word. So I'm sure you know where Castle Incest is, yeah? This is just the castle front grace. So this is where R'hllana is. No, I'm going against Azaz next week. It's going to be a different opponent every week. No, I was trying to experiment and see like where my damage needs to be. So like I guesstimated slightly too low. So after the riposte, I like hit him again, and then he immediately went into like his mega flurry combo. Because I overestimated my damage just slightly. But I don't think I actually baited the hammer slam on that one. It was... he did like the weird leap or whatever. Alright, so yeah, so if you just gambit and then head east. can like ride next to this path. Some of these soldiers have like ranged attacks, so like be wary of that. Take this left. And then there's a grace down there. There's also a shadow fragment. If you want it, you can get it. If you don't want it, you can just go straight down here. Yeah, I did. And then he went into that, and I just wasn't ready for it. Completely avoidable, though. I'm pretty sure all we have to do is... Like, I didn't drink the Physic or, like, Golden Vow or anything. So I think I just need to, like, drink the Physic. We can equip, like, Radagon's Sword Seal as our only talisman, and then, like, our damage should be perfect. But yeah, you kind of just, like, parkour down this cliff. You'll have to, like, re-gambit, like, halfway down. Just be careful like where you drop, because those bats are pretty aggressive, and if you fall in weird places you can just straight up die, because of course you can. Yeah, I think you're right. I was just like more worried about like taking notice of where his health was, so I knew how much more damage I needed to add. I wasn't super concerned about like our first run for the week on this being hitless. I was more like, okay, how do we fix this so this doesn't happen? But yes, I do believe you're correct. Unless you get like, oh, mega unlucky and get like the double dagger swipe or something the second he stands up, but... Yeah, you can head back here. And then you can use a shackle to break the little rocks here, which allows you to jump up this way. That's completely fair and valid. You want to gambit again up here because there's two abductors. But as long as you gambit and like hug this right wall, it should be fine. And then you're gonna head through this little tunnel. You're gonna hug the wall on the right. And then this right here is, what is it, Morth Ruins? Which is where Dane is, actually. So you'll just head down this way, and you're basically here. Boom. Yeah, that's what I'm doing for like all the DLC runs. I just run around and collect all the Shadow Blessings to get to like +9 before I fight whatever DLC boss. And like going around behind her is a major help on that. But yeah, I like leave my VODs up. I've been posting them on YouTube as well. You can literally just like write down the date in a notepad or something, and then you can just check my YouTube if you ever want to like come back and look for that pathing again. But it's really easy. It's not complicated at all. As long as you have like the shackle to unlock that spirit spring, like it's completely free. Not that I know of. Brother. Yeah, this little jerk right here.
Oh, little Rani.
Okay.
My dear
So
daughter.
that's the root ironed out. Nothing wrong with that. Dang, I should have made a Morgott save. I don't have time to run through the whole run all over again just to get to that point. But essentially what this is going to look like once I have the damage actually balanced out to where I want it to be. This will probably not load correctly the first time. Like it has to like load the profile first. Oh, no, this works. Cool. Yeah, basically we just bait out... Oh, no, this is not correct. That is not what walking into Morgott's arena for the first time looks like. Yeah, we literally just need the helicopter, and then he's dead. In what world am I behind you in that scenario, sir? Also, get away from the wall. Ah. I messed it up. Oh, that's it. Yo, what's up, Jake? How's it going, dude? Welcome in, Tess, Churger, Jick. How we doing? How we doing? So next match is going to be next weekend. I don't know which day yet. That's what are we doing here? There it is. The Walking Dead. Is that another Telltale game, Jick? I feel like I remember that being like an extension of it, but I could be wrong. Hope stream went well though, dude. It is another Telltale game. Nice, dude. Dude, I miss Telltale like as a company. They made some really good games. Ooh, appreciate the raid, dude. Hope you guys had a good time. Hope the story is a banger. Alright, let's just like run through this a couple of times and then we'll probably call it a night. I am exhausted for some reason. I could not tell you why. I feel like I actually slept last night. What a jerk. Yeah, so like we just need to figure out where our damage needs to be on like our R1s. What am I hitting for right now? Because as long as we're like close to that ballpark, like it's completely fine. It doesn't have to be exact. So like 1,000. Okay, game. So 1,000 off our first R1 is the marker we're looking for here. Okay, so let's figure out what like our bare minimum potential level is where we can make this work. And then we'll kind of like work off it from there. I think we're like level 60 here. No, we're level 80. Okay, so that's where the difference is coming in. Oh no, because I manually added Godric's Great Rune, didn't I? No, I didn't. Because Endurance is only 13. Okay, I just stole this from like another thing then. So we were... I want to say... What even is the minimum requirement for strength on this weapon? 10. Alright, I want to say the Samurai starts at like 12 strength. That could be completely wrong. But I don't remember. So... we're around like level 50 here. So we would add like 26 or so dex. And then we can add like the rune arc. Are we able to add? Okay, so this doesn't... we can just spawn Godric's Great Rune though, right? Why? And then we could also equip Radagon's Soar Seal. And then this would be like a good like bare minimum kind of position for us. So let me go ahead and make another save state for this. Do like low damage Morgott or something. Okay, computer, calm down. See, I'd like to try it this way first, because if we could avoid like any timed buffs. No, my bad, Shiro. That was me. Oh, what a nice guy. That's beautiful. Like, we could have slightly more damage, and it would be better. Which, I think we will. I think we will be slightly higher than this. Because we weren't like a flat 50. I want to say we were like 56 or so. So like we should have like just a bit more damage on like the actual run. So hard to like roll into him correctly to like bait the attack I want. Like I keep ending up behind him. I'm trying to like roll and land directly in front of him so I can get the hammer slam I want. But this is why I don't want to use time buffs. Because sometimes I didn't press the button. Actually, I think I did press the button. I think I wasn't moving. I think my character might have backstepped there. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So we just make sure we have the Great Rune, which shouldn't be a problem. And then unequip everything except for the Soar Seal. So we'll give that a shot on Wednesday when we rerun this. And then, unless something goes like horribly wrong, then we can figure out something else. But I think this is it. Why did we like not transition? What did I do? I think I was like too far away, so I didn't get the hits in on time, I think is what that was. I hate how confusing that is to read, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. There we go. I like it. So like I'll just have to Why didn't he follow that up? He did follow it up. That's why he's dead. I'm not punishing anything at this point except for the helicopter. Can you clip it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which moment you're talking about, because I got what I wanted. years. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's it. And ads are gonna keep trying to play at this point. So I think we'll just call it there, guys. This objective feels way less scary than it did just a little while ago. So that's pretty huge. I was not expecting this amount of progress tonight, honestly. Taking a singular science hit to Morgott just to try and balance where our damage is, and then a book hit to Renala, like, I'm pretty happy with that. Rolana was like super clean somehow. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Pelicans. I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure, like, because when I dodged the helicopter, I think I ended my roll like too far away. I was like in some awkward position. I think there's definitely like a moment where if I do the first roll and I'm in a specific awkward position, I could actually use like my lightning quick step that my weapon has, because that doesn't travel as far, and I think that would actually put me in like a really good position to follow up if I needed to. Yo, what's up, Firecracker? Thanks for the hydrates, dude. We're actually just wrapping up here, but I appreciate you jumping in. Hope you're doing well. So let me go ahead and save that as PB, because it is, dude. That's crazy. 2-hit run on like the second hardest run in the league. Yeah, you too, Shiro. Always good to see you, dude. Alright, let's see who we have for raid targets here. Thank you for GG's. Looks like Eric's online. I don't get to raid Eric very often. He's usually offline much earlier than I am, so I think this is a good opportunity to do exactly that. Raid. So there's the raid message for those of you who are subs. For those of you who aren't, you can go ahead and just copy the words, no problem. But I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out. Dude, I feel like we made really, really good progress tonight. I'm pretty happy. I'm feeling hopeful about the match this weekend. Hope to put up a much better showing than what we did on Sunday. But let me go ahead and just get a little bit set up here. And yeah, hope you guys have a good night. I'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to run it again just to iron things out. And who knows, maybe we actually get this one hitless. That would be kind of nuts. But yeah, hope to see you guys then. Have a good night. Take care.